Good evening, everybody. I did not want to leave anyone hanging, and my phone was already going off the hook, and I was getting so many messages. So I wanted to give you guys a heads up on what's going on right now, and I wanted to give you some ideas on how to keep this nice and balanced as it moves through. So we just got hit with a very large size CME that's headed into the Earth. It probably started to shake up. Well, a lot of us in our community started feeling it about 48 hours ago. And that's kind of like the pattern for us, which is sort of really fun, but at the same time, a little bit intense because we feel it. And then we start to get the confirmation about a day to 2 days later. And that is what's happening right now. So a lot of you have been reaching out to me about anxiety and about anger. Those two in particular, this almost shaky feeling on the inside. And it's really interesting because anxiety and anger are actually they're different, but they're the same. They're both the same frequency of energy. So anxiety gives you that really heightened feeling like your heart is pounding. Some people interpret that as being like a fearful type emotion. And some people, when they start to get that heart pounding and that intense feeling, they immediately go towards anger. So it's actually the same frequency that you're feeling. And a lot of people are feeling that from what's coming in right now. So expect kind of a bumpy night. A lot of you have already been reaching out to me and telling me that the past couple nights have been bumpy. Well, now we've got our confirmation on why. So what are some things you can do to help move this through? One thing that has been really helping a lot of people in our community has been a breathing technique that's bringing the energy from the crown of their head all the way down their spine. So we're going to talk about that in 1 second. But what I wanted to also cover with all of you is why you are feeling this. And I always take an opportunity to give you this information because I don't want you to think that you're feeling this because of all this energy that's happening. You are, but there's a deeper reason for it. As this energy moves through, it actually heightens the frequency or the electrical current running in between us and the plasma between our bodies in the celestial universe, which is something that is scientific. We're starting to understand how these things affect us. And why we're feeling them more is as soon as you gain knowledge about something, you also open up to the frequency of it. And I just recorded the AstroloCLASS for December. So you guys, that is releasing or will be released within the next hour as soon as I'm done with this live feed for our patron community. But I cover this briefly as well. So one of the reasons why we talk about all these different topics is because once you gain the knowledge of them, you also open up to the frequency of them, which enables you to utilize them to heal or to work through their energy in your body. It's very similar to good morning or good evening. It feels like good morning. I've been here like all day long, it seems like, just recording and just getting all this information together for you guys. Hello, hello, hello. How are you? I know this is some interesting stuff. So one thing that starts to happen, let's say that you're somebody who doesn't know much about gemstones. Well, if you don't know a lot about them, then they don't help you. But as soon as you gain knowledge about them, you open up to the frequency of understanding. Hello, hello, Miss Maya. Hello, hello. So you open up to the frequency of understanding them. When you open up to the frequency of understanding them, you actually open up those areas of knowledge within your brain that can then start to utilize and then start to get intuitive information about them. It's very similar to what I spoke about a couple live feeds ago. When you are an infant, the first 6 weeks, you see all these different frequencies, but your brain starts to deem certain frequencies as not important and starts to ignore them. So they don't actually connect. And you, after a while, you don't actually see them in your human eyes or in the frequency of what your eyes are exposed to. So your brain shuts off things that are right in front of you. It's very similar to, I know this energy is nuts, right? It's very, very similar to what happens with the knowledge of anything that you gain. So if you gain knowledge about aromatherapies, then you also gain access to how their frequencies heal, and you gain that information within your soul and your spiritual energy field. Well, we're gaining more information because that's how you evolve. And we're evolving very rapidly because the earth is as well. So we're gaining the knowledge to these frequencies of everything that's going on celestially. And that's why we're feeling it. So I hope that was clear, you guys. I wanted to try and make sure that I covered that with you because I'm getting just a lot of people, mainly newer people to our community, who are feeling like they're victims to this energy. I'm also seeing a lot of things out there, on social media about, how the CME went off or the Schumann resonance went crazy, and you're feeling this because it's shaking you up. The truth is, you're gaining knowledge about it. So your body and your frequencies are now starting to work in unison and figure out how to harmonize those things. And that's essentially what's happening within us right now. So if you're out there feeling that anger, that anxiety, you're actually feeling a heightened frequency. And that heightened frequency makes your heart pound. It makes your breathing more shallow. It makes you feel like you're almost in that fight or flight response because it's a higher, much higher electrical current running through you. So try to interpret it as moving forward spiritually and awakening and gaining more enlightenment and really setting yourself up to be the leader that you are here to be, as opposed to the emotions that you may have associated with them from a human standpoint. So please try to do that as much as possible, just to create a different understanding of it, because the more you create a different understanding of it, the more you're going to get more knowledge, and you're going to intuitively know what to do when these things move through, which is what I really strive to do. And that's why I share this with you guys, to sort of help you understand that. And then we share back and forth, and you guys help me just as much. So we're a community here, and that's the most important piece. That being said, it's the evening. At least it is in Eastern Standard Time in the United States. So I do not want to keep you guys too long. I want to go over one technique that has been really helpful for those of you that I've been working with when all this energy really started to come in for the past couple of days. And what that is a breathing technique that anchors energy in from the crown of your head all the way down your spine. Now, I'm also going to add in a little hand technique as well. So if you feel drawn to placing your thumb and your pinky finger together like this during this breathing technique, it can be very, very helpful to really pull this through. So just take a moment to close your eyes and center some of this through your body. And quieting your mind is key. So focus on your breathing. Some of you, focusing on counting actually helps you to calm your mind the most. So whatever technique calms that mind, just take a minute to bring it into your energy right now. And then draw your attention all the way up to the crown or the seventh energy center, all the way at the top of your head. And as soon as I do that, I feel this pulsating feeling. You may feel something else. Go with whatever technique you're feeling. That is important to honor you. For me, I feel almost like this heavy pulsating. Now focus in on that spot and take a deep breath. Hold all of your energy there. And then on the out breath, I want you to filter that awareness all the way down your spine to the base of your spine. So breathing in, focusing on the crown, and then as you breathe out, bringing that all the way down to the base of your spine. I'm going to do that one more time. Breathing in, focusing on that crown, breathing out, bringing that energy all the way down your spine, down your throat, all the way down your abdomen, all the way down to the base of your spine. Now, many of you may have kind of felt like that relaxation. That's what we're looking for. What you're doing is you're taking the high intensity electrical energy and you're bringing it all the way through your system, because that's what's happening. You're getting those really intense feelings within that fight or flight response, or that like heart palpitation feeling, you're feeling that because the energy is filtering in, hitting this center, because right here is the crossroads between your spiritual centers and your physical or your survival centers. So you're hitting this center and it's not getting passageway to filter all the way through. So your job is to give awareness to what's happening. And when you do that, you open up to the frequency and you allow it to filter in. And that's how you become empowered. That's how you become your own guide in all of this. So I wanted to jump on, give you guys a heads up, because we've got another pretty intense, I want to say, as much as I'd like to say just a couple of days, but we are rolling right into that new moon, which is also going to have that eclipse, that solar eclipse coming. And those of you in the AstroloCLASS, you've heard all about this already. It's intense on December 4th. So this is sort of the kickoff of that. And then all of December, the closing of 2021 is pretty insane. So we've got a lot going on. I'm going to be keeping you guys up to date constantly. I am here for you. Comment in the notes anything that you're feeling, anything that's going on that you need help with. I read those notes all the time because it's so important. We're leaders. We need to have this information so we can share, so we can help, and we can really get ready for 2022, because 2022 is going to be a very intense month where a lot of us are going to be called to really lead. So thank you guys so much. Hello. I know I definitely am. Yesterday, today, and it's going to be kind of rolling out over the next few days. So it's been really intense. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I don't want to keep you. You guys have a wonderful evening, rest of your day, whatever time zone you're in. I love you guys to pieces. Thank you for taking the time to jump on. And we've got this. Breathe and just keep an eye on that breathing technique. Filter it in, crown all the way down. Thank you guys. I will see you soon, and we've got this.